Hey guys, what's up? This is Will. Just want to say thanks for the great questions last week. I'm going to try to answer some of them, but I just want to show you where I am. I'm standing on top of a cliff overlooking the Sea of Galilee. There's the Sea of Galilee right there, and as you can tell, it's a long way down, so it's pretty cool being all the way up here. Let's see some of your questions. Someone asked if I had been where Jesus died. Now, Jesus died in Jerusalem, but it was about 2,000 years ago, so they don't know exactly where he was, but they do say it was a place called the Skull. And you can go to Jerusalem right now, and you can see a place that kind of looks like a skull. So they think that's where Jesus maybe died. And they also have a tomb there, but of course he's not in the tomb because he rose from the dead. And this is a picture of what it looked like. Right now, this place where they think Jesus died is actually a bus parking lot, so you can catch a bus there. Another question that was asked was, have I ridden a camel in Israel? And nope, I have not yet ridden a camel in Israel, but when I go to Jordan or maybe Egypt, I hope to. And then the other question was, do they have camels here in Israel? Well, instead of me answering that question, I'm going to let one of my friends answer that question. In case you don't speak camel, what he said was, yes, of course we have camels here in Israel. What kind of food do I eat here? Well, you know, it's funny, even though I work on a pig farm, I don't eat a lot of pig, pork, or ham, but we do eat a lot of normal food like chicken and beef and sausage and rice. One thing we really have a lot of is pita bread, and if you don't know what pita bread is, you can get it in Lakeland, but I will have some for you in the next few weeks, and we're going to have it for breakfast for our snack one day. Another question that was asked was, what's the weather like here in Israel? Well, it's been winter, so it's been very, very cold, but it's springtime now, so it's warming up, and I finally got to go to the beach today. Another great question that was asked was, how many people have I helped here in Israel? Well, I've made a lot of friends from all over the world. Some of them speak English and some of them speak some other languages which are different from me. But we did start a Bible study here where I live, and that was a really cool experience, just seeing people who maybe didn't know anything about the Bible, and they come and they learn about it. And also I got to preach in a church in a place called Nazareth, which is where Jesus was from, and also got to help teach at the youth group, and I made a lot of friends at that church. Most of the Bible stories take place in this part of the world. In the Old Testament, Moses led the Israelites to the Promised Land, but he wasn't allowed to go in there himself. Instead, he stood on this mountain, where I'm standing now, and he got to look out over the Promised Land. But then Joshua, he got to lead the Israelites in. And one of the cities that they conquered was Jericho, which you can see here in the distance. Now in the New Testament, Jesus lived most of his life in Israel, and the church was started in Israel as well. Jerusalem is also in the distance from this mountain. And if you look close, you can see some sheep on the mountain. Have I been to any temples over here in Israel? Well, I'm actually standing in front of a temple right now. This is in Jordan. It's made out of rock. There's another one here, and another one here, and all along here. And they used to bury dead people in these temples thousands and thousands of years ago. And you can also go to other worship centers like Christian churches that are 1,000 years old. You can go to Muslim mosques. You can go to Jewish synagogues, you can go to Baha'i shrines. I've been to all these places and they're quite interesting to visit. But one place you can't go to is the Jewish temple. This is the temple that Jesus went to. And not too long after he was killed and then resurrected, they destroyed the temple. The Romans did, and Jesus predicted this in Matthew 24. So you can't go to the Jewish temple anymore. And if you go to where they think the temple was, there's actually a Muslim mosque there. So yes, there are lots of temples here in the Holy Land. Well, thanks for asking such great questions. I hope I answered them, and you can ask all the questions you want when you see me in a few weeks. But thanks for taking this journey with me around the world, and I'll see you soon.